Mackenzie Scott has given up her riches quicker than any other billionaire since her divorce from Amazon founder Jeff Bezos in 2019. So much so that the 51-year-old novelist has donated far more in the last 2 years than her ex-husband has throughout his whole life. When the couple divorced in 2019, they were splitting the greatest personal fortune in history, which was valued at around $145 billion at the time. The pair announced a settlement in April 2019 that gave Jeff Bezos 75% of his Amazon fortune, while Scott left the marriage with $35 billion, making her the world's third richest woman at the time of the announcement. Scott made it clear right away that her approach to philanthropy would be vastly different from that of her and Bezos as a couple. Jeff Bezos has made only a few attempts into philanthropy. While he is the world's wealthiest man, he has not taken the giving pledge to someday donate a major portion of his money, and he has donated a considerably lesser amount of his wealth than other ultra-wealthy personalities such as Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg, Warren Buffett, or Mike Bloomberg. I've critiqued his approach for a lack of discipline and clarity when he's delivered. Scott signed the giving pledge, which Bezos never did, 1 month after the divorce. In her pledge letter, she stated, "I have a disproportionate quantity of money to share. I'm not going to wait, and I'm going to keep going until the safe is empty." And it appears that she followed through on her promise. She has written an update a year later, and it is astounding. She has given $1.7 billion to 116 organizations working on issues that are important to her, ranging from racial justice and LGBTQ equality to climate change and global health. Her tactics are also unconventional. It was a gift that just fell from the skies. George Valencia, executive director and CEO of the Point Foundation, one of the 116 groups, told the Chronicle of Philanthropy, the nonprofit which provides scholarships to LGBTQ+ students, did not seek a grant and has no relationship with Scott. And while it's normal for philanthropists to provide donations that are restricted for a specific purpose, paid out over several years, or conditional on various grant performance metrics, Scott maintains she didn't do any of that. According to Forbes, Scott has given at least $8.6 billion to 780 nonprofit organizations focused on gender equality, racial justice, public health, and other issues in less than 2 years. This is more than 14% of her present net worth, which is $53.5 billion as of January 19, 2022, including 10% in a single year. Bezos, on the other hand, has given away approximately $2.1 billion in his lifetime, or slightly more than 1% of his $184.8 billion net worth. While Bezos has only recently joined the ranks of the top philanthropist after stepping down as Amazon CEO in July, his known charitable gifts, apparently totaling more than $13 billion, would have positioned him among the largest givers ever if he'd really given the money away. The majority of the entrepreneur's donations are often made over a long period of time. Take the Bezos Earth Fund, for example. Despite his eye-popping pledge of $10 billion to combat climate change, Bezos has officially donated just $1,234 million to date, with an intention to donate the entire amount by 2030. The exception to this tendency was in 2021 when Bezos announced a $1 billion donation, the largest he's given out since Amazon went public in 1997. This included $443 million from the Bezos Earth to environmental organizations, $100 million to former President Barack Obama's foundation, and $96 million to nonprofits assisting homeless families through the Bezos Day One Fund. Meanwhile, Scott has been acting with a sense of urgency since pledging to continue giving away her fortune until the safe is empty. When Scott and Bezos divorced after 25 years of marriage in 2019, the author received a quarter of Bezos' Amazon shares, a 4% stake worth $34 billion at the time. In July 2020, she announced her first batch of contributions totaling $1.675 billion to 116 organizations, including Howard University, a historically black university, and the Jackie Robinson Foundation, which promotes educational equality. Scott also donated another $4.1 billion to 384 organizations in December of that year, followed by a third wave of $2.7 billion in donations to 286 organizations in June 2021. Unlike her ex-husband, Scott has prioritized grassroots and hyperlocal community groups over big-ticket names like the Smithsonian and Princeton University's Neuroscience Institute. She added in a June blog post that she's attempting to give away a fortune made possible by broken processes, and it would be preferable if disproportionate wealth was not concentrated in a limited number of hands. Though we still have a lot to learn about how to act on these values without contradicting and subverting them, we can start by understanding the people striving to develop power from within communities are change agents. Their service helps and empowers people, who then help and empowers others. And with that being said, it's time to end our video. Are you a philanthropist too? Let us know in the comments. Like this video and make sure to subscribe to the channel for more amazing videos like this. We'll see you in the next video.